Hi all, Kybermon here, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Uh, so today's the pre-release for the new Magic set, and it is called Strixhaven, School of Mages. So this is pretty cool. Get some light on this, and now you can't see anything. Okay, and one of the reasons why this is cool is I've never had an unpacking of these. But these came with the actual sealed boxes. So, because of a deal at the store, I bought one of each of them, I got 2 packs each. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set one off to the side. That way there's an even number for my friend and I to unbox together. Alright, and turn on the power to my laptop because it's kind of dumb. Okay, with that said, let's start the opening. Okay, so we have Silverquill, Prismari, Witherbloom, Lorehold, and Quandrix. So, a red-white spirit creature. That's a 3/2. That's our token. And let's go from worst to best. Okay, for a cost of 2, and this skull tree, that means either black or white if you're unfamiliar. And the learn mechanic is really awesome because you may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. So pulling a card from the outside is worth it. So I think if you're drafting and if you have a sideboard, you can only pull from that sideboard for the learn mechanic. So if you're playing with learn cards in your deck, I would recommend putting the lesson cards in your sideboard. That way you don't have to discard in order to draw. Okay. Relic Sloth. Okay. Vigilance. Okay, so it doesn't tap when it attacks. And Menace means it needs to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. Cost of 5 for a 4/4. With 2 mechanics, that's not bad, especially Vigilance and especially Menace. Like, that's a really excellent combination right there. Lorehold Campus. Okay, it enters tapped, either red or white. You can tap 4, then tap this and scry 1. So it's not the best, but honestly, it's really good. I would say tapping 4 and that in order to scry 1 is it's a bit heavy of a use of mana, but if you really need to use it, do it. Essence Infusion, sorcery. So once again, a sorcery, you can only cast it on your turn. Let's see. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains lifelink until end of turn. Super effective. I mean, for a cost of 2, you're giving a permanent buff and a temporary buff. But the reason why it probably costs 2 instead of more is because it's a sorcery and not an instant. If this were an instant, that would be way overpowered. Okay. Star Pupil. 1 cost. Star Pupil enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. When he dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Oh, that's super sweet. That's honestly worth it. That's a really effective, especially if you can proliferate Blood Age General. 1 in red. Tapping it. Spirits get +1 attack, +0 toughness until end of turn. That's actually really effective. Like, if you have 2 spirits, it pays for itself. If you have a spirit with flying, for instance, and they have blockers without reach or flying, that's worth it anyways. Especially if you add that lifelink in there. Let's see. Professor of Zoomancy. 3 in green. Bear Druid. When this card enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green pest token with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Yeah, that's honestly fair because on the next turn, you essentially have 5 attack to give and you gain 1 life. That's awesome. Like when it dies, of course, but also sacrificing those is really good. Let's see. Arcane Subtraction, 1 in blue. Instant. Target creature -4 attack, -0 toughness until end of turn. Learn. You may... Yeah, of course the learn mechanic. I would say that this is a good defensive card, definitely. And it's affordable. And with the learn mechanic, it's worth it. Lash of Malice. 1 single black. Target creature gets +2 attack, -2 toughness until end of turn. This is a versatile card. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, you could easily kill off a creature that's weak, but you can also I don't know how I feel about that. Well, this might be super effective if you're getting blocked by a creature that can kill you. If you benefit from the creature you have dying, so say the creature you're attacking would die from your attack already, and say you had trample, this would be super effective in that case. If the creature that's attacking with trample would kill the opposing creature, and you needed just a little bit more damage. So yeah, this is a versatile and well worth it card. Now this is a lesson. This is one of those cards that I mentioned you should probably sideboard. And this icon indicates it's a lesson. Okay. Sorry for the fuzziness of this. Okay, sorcery lesson. So the cost is X, which means you do something specific for it, like tap a number of cards plus a single black. Choose one. Return target planeswalker card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, or remove twice X loyalty counters from target planeswalker an opponent controls. Yeah, I would definitely have this in sideboard. So that's really good. That is good. That's definitely going over here. Eye Twitch. Creature, Eye Bat. Single black. Flying. When this dies, you learn. So once again, like I was saying, if you had a way to buff this up and add trample to it and then use Lash of Malice on it, but it wouldn't die from the Lash of Malice, that would be super effective. That is super good. I like that. Let's see. Prismari Apprentice. Human Shaman. Single blue, single red. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, this card can't be blocked this turn. If the spell has mana value 5 or greater, put a 1/1 counter on Prismari Apprentice. And it's a 2/2. So, yeah, to me... Oh, man. Yeah, that's super effective for a low cost. Okay, Decisive Denial. Single green, single blue. Instant, choose one. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control, so they just deal each other's power to the other creature. Or you can counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. So the secondary effect is super powerful, especially early on in the game. If you're planning on turning the tide, you make them get rid of something they're planning on doing, or you put them in a position that they don't want to be in for something you're setting up. Okay. Ooh, here's one. All of these are black-green times 4. So either black or either green times 4. So black, 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 or green, 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 or any combination of the two. Demogoth Titan. It's a demon. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice a creature. And it's an 11/10. For a turn 4 creature, that's amazing. And totally worth it if you have the token creatures you can sacrifice. So that's definitely going in the interesting pile. Well, let's put it down here. And then this one, Village Rites. Instant, single black. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. This is super effective, especially in this era. I'm going to put this over here. All right. Next pack. Silver Quill Pledge Mage, sorry. One and either white or black, and another either white or black. So, creature, vampire, cleric, magecraft, cast or copy an instant or sorcery. Silver Quill Pledge Mage gains your choice of flying or lifelink until end of turn. So, if you play 2 instants, you can gain both effects. That's awesome. Okay. Eureka Moment. 2 and a green and a blue. Instant, draw 2 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's good. Alan Shield Mage. 3 white and black. Bird Warlock, flying. Ward, pay 3 life. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 3 life. So Ward and the cost. Ward is an automatic counter to the creature, no matter what. And the cost is mentioned afterwards. Sorry. So the cost is whatever the caster has to do to make sure the effect goes through. So you have to be willing to do what the card says if you want to target that creature. So this would be great to buff up because that player has to definitely choose a decisive course of action. Especially with flying, this is super effective. And you can counter their spell on top of this. So where was that? Oh yeah. So okay, check this out. If you choose one, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. Okay, so they pay the 3, and then they have to pay the 3 life. Like, you just massively increase the cost for them to damage you. I absolutely love this set so far. Burying Books, 4 and a blue, instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Put target creature onto its owner's library second from the top. So, if you're attacking and they're about to annihilate this creature and send it to the graveyard and you don't want that to happen, this could save you. And once again, you can do this to an opponent. It's a high cost, but you definitely have a field advantage. But for its high cost, I don't think it's worth that 5 mana cost slot in the deck. Okay, Hunt for Specimens. 1 and black, sorcery. Create a 1/1 black and green pest creature with token with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life and learn. So, I would say that's worth it definitely to have in your deck. Pillar Drop Rescuer. 4 and white, spirit cleric creature. Flying. When this card enters the battlefield, return target creature card with a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Dang. So, yeah, that's actually really good. Let's see. Sudden Breakthrough, 1 and red. Instant. Target creature gains 2 attack and 0 toughness and gains first strike until end of turn. Create a treasure token. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it would be effective in certain circumstances. Scurrid Colony. 1 and green, creature squirrel, reach. It gains +2/+2 as long as you control 8 or more lands. Really, that's not a bad card because, I mean, late game, it's far more valuable, especially for the cost. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay. Waterfall Aerialist. 3 and blue. Creature, Djinn Wizard. Flying, Ward 2. So basically, if they're targeted by a spell or ability, the controller has to pay 2. If it's an opponent. Okay, another lesson. Introduction to Annihilation. 5. It's a sorcery lesson. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller draws a card. It's a lesson. Definitely sideboard it just in case. Thunderous Orator. 1 and white. Creature, core wizard. Vigilance. Whenever this card attacks, it gains flying until end of turn. If you control a creature with flying, the same is true for first strike, double strike, death touch, indestructible, lifelink, menace, and trample. Wow. So this is... Yeah, this is definitely a powerful card. Okay. Kelpie Guide. 2 and blue, creature beast. Tap this to untap another target permanent you control. The second ability says tap this to tap target permanent. Activate only if you control 8 or more lands. So once again, this is one of those late game ideas that's really good. And the fact that it has a second ability is really good. And for a cost of 3, that's a good card. Silver Quill Apprentice. Single white, single black. Human Warlock. Magecraft. Caster, copy an instant or sorcery. Target creature gains +1 attack, +0 toughness until end of turn. 2/2. That's actually a really good card because of that. And you get to select the creature that you're doing it to. Okay. And we have a one of the modular cards. Okay. Extus Auric Overlord. 1 single white, double black. Legendary creature, human warlock, mythic rare, double strike. Magecraft, caster, copy an instant or sorcery. Return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand. 2/4. Okay. Sorcery side of the modular card. Awaken the Blood Avatar. 6 single black, single red. Sorcery, mythic rare. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature sacrificed this way. What? Okay, so if you have those, when this creature dies, gain 1 life. Yes. Yes. You only need to sacrifice 3 of those in order to make this useful. Super useful early on in the game. Probably turn 3. Or maybe 4 or 5. But still, super good early on. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Create a 3/6 black and red avatar creature. Not that. Okay. Creature token with haste, and whenever this creature attack, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. Excellent card. One of these garbage cards. Approach the Second Sun. 6 and white. Single white, sorry. Sorcery, mythic rare. If this spell was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach the Second Sun this game, you win the game. Otherwise, put Approach the Second Sun into its owner's library, 7th from the top, and you gain 7 life. Wow. OP. And as you can see, I'm opening all of these today. Wow, already at 24 minutes. Sorry this is taking so long, but these mechanics are interesting, and I've obviously got a few good cards so far. Excavated Wall. 1 artifact creature wall. Defender. 1 and tap. Mill a card. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard. So you can force somebody to mill. And that's actually really good, especially for a cost of 1. And if you have nothing else to do that turn, that's great. Lorehold Pledge Mage. 1 and double red white. The either or. First strike and magecraft, so copy or cast an instant or sorcery. It gains 1 attack and 0 toughness until end of turn. So, sort of useful. Infused with vitality. Okay. Single black, single green, instant. Until end of turn, target creature gains death touch, and when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its opponent. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. You gain 2 life. Wow. That's actually really good. Okay, so now we're at Leyline Invocation. 5 and green. Sorcery, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the number of lands you control. So this is a super effective late game card. Serpentine Curve. 3 and blue, sorcery. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put XX 1/1 counters on it, where X is 1 plus the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. Yeah. That's actually really cool. I guess fractals are going to be super worthy. Okay, Promising Dusk Mage. 2 and single black. When Promising Dusk Mage dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, draw a card. And it's a 2/3. So, not bad. Defend the Campus. 3 and single white. Instant, choose one. Either creatures you control get 1/1 until end of turn, or destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Honestly, that's a good option. Because it's a 1/1 counter if you're comparing mana to the actual benefit. Or you could potentially have far more attack power out of that. Instantly. Twin Scroll Shaman. Creature, Dwarf Shaman. Double strike. It's a 2 in red. And it's a 1/2 creature. That's okay. Field Trip. 2 in green. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic forest card. And put that card into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. And then learn. Honestly, I kind of like that. It really helps you gather your mana, and at the same time, it allows you to put more cards into your hand. And it gets you something else on the field. I mean, that's incredible. Okay, so Inkling Summoning, 1 and double either white or black. Sorcery Lesson. Create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. It's a lesson. I mean, if you need it, you need it, you know? And I love the versatile cost aspect that was added. I mean, it's been in the game for a bit, but it's honestly effective. Ardent Dust Speaker. 4 and red. Creature, Minotaur Shaman. Whenever this card attacks, you may put an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. Yeah, this is definitely a great late game boon. Or mid game, honestly. Zephyr Boots. 1 cost. Artifact Equipment. Equipped creature has flying. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card, and it costs 2 to equip. Yeah, this with Ardent Dust Speaker would be a fairly decent combination. Well, not equipped to it, but if you discard the wrong thing via that, then definitely have those ready to go. Witherbloom Apprentice, single black, single green, creature, human druid, magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 2/2. This is good. You get 4 of these, and it's over real quick. That's a low cost to definitely deal some damage early on. Semester's End, 3 and white, instant. Exile any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of the next end step, return each of them to the battlefield under its owner's control. Each of them enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it if it's a creature, and an additional loyalty counter if it's a planeswalker. Okay, so you can protect your creatures from being, or planeswalker, from being destroyed. Like if they have a card that says destroy target planeswalker, bam, you exile them so they can't be targeted. And then when they come back, they're even better. So yeah, okay. Strategic Planning, 1 and single blue. Sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. I don't know if I like that. And here's our elemental, blue-red. I will be right back. Whew. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, had to blow my nose. It's a bit hot in my room. Okay, so Biomathematician. 1, single green, single blue. Human Wizard. When Biomathematician enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Clear this space. Okay, and put a 1/1 counter on each fractal you control, and it's got 2/2. Okay, square up. Single blue and either green or blue. Sorry, single and either a green or blue. Instant. It's called Square Up. Target creature has base power and toughness 4/4 until end of turn. So you can apply this to a creature that's about to do some devastation and then destroy target creature 4 or greater with another card. That's good. Okay. Either red or white, make your mark. Instant. Target creature gets +1 attack, +0 toughness until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. That's honestly really good. Gives you lots of options, and especially if you're planning on sacrificing it, that's great. Target creature, charge through, single green, instant. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. Draw a card. Now, once again, what I was talking about earlier, if something gains trample and you can kill something with it and do extra damage, this is worth it. Soothsayer Adept, 1 and single blue. Creature, Merfolk Wizard. 1 and single blue, and tap this. Draw a card, then discard a card. 1 attack, 3 toughness. Um, I don't really know how I feel about that. Okay. Essence Infusion, 1 and single black, sorcery. Put 2+1/1 counters on target creature against lifelink until end of turn. Yeah, we've seen that already. Beaming Defiance, 1 and single white. Instant, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Okay, so it can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Okay. Heated Debate, 2 and single red, instant. The spell can't be countered. This includes by the ward ability. So if a creature has ward, ignore it for this card. Heated Debate deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. And of course, if you exile target creature or planeswalker, that's the only way to really avoid the consequences of this. Okay. Spined Karok. 2 and single green, creature crocodile, 2/4. I don't think that's really worth it. I mean, there are far better cards with actual abilities. And, I mean, the toughness is nice, but it's kind of a useless card. Okay, and another one of these. Symmetry Sage. Single blue. Human Wizard. Flying. Magecraft. When you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, target creature you control has base power 2 until end of turn. So you could definitely upgrade some creatures with this. And that's really nice if you have low power creatures in your deck. Like flying and selecting a creature to gain a benefit. Yeah, it has to be a creature you control. So, it's really nice for 0s or 1s. That's helpful. Let's see. Rutha, Mercurial Artist. 1, single blue, single red. Legendary creature, Orc Shaman. 2, return this card to its owner's hand. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. 1 and 4. Yeah, this is definitely one of those that is a benefit. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Okay, so this combination would not work because this card has to be cast from your hand. Does that make sense? Okay. Actually, I'm going to put these up here. Master Symmetrist. Sorry. Okay. 2 and double green. Creature, Rhino Druid, Reach. Whenever a creature you control with power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample until end of turn. That's honestly really good. That is honestly really good. Okay. Put that over here for now. Okay, Venerable Warslinger. 1, single red, single white. Creature, Spirit Cleric, Vigilance, and Trample. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, you may return target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of damage Venerable War Slinger dealt to that player. So if you pump this guy up, you can get whatever you want. And for that reason, that is highly valued in my set. Okay. Putrefy. 1, single black, single green. Instant. Destroy target artifact or creature. It cannot be regenerated. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Treasure. Yay. Moldering Karak. 2, single black, single green. Creature, zombie, crocodile. Trample, lifelink. 3/3. That's actually pretty good. Blood Researcher. 1, single black, single green. Creature, vampire, druid. Menace. This creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this card. Okay, so, yeah. That's honestly really good. Okay, Elemental Masterpiece. 5, single blue, single red, sorcery. Create 2 4/4 blue and red elemental creature tokens. Double either blue or red. Discard Elemental Masterpiece. Create a treasure token. I mean, it's an option. So, if you build a deck around the discarding it to create the alternate effect, that's really good. But using it for its primary purpose is great. Especially if you can gain trample with that other ability. Okay, Prismari Campus. It's a land. It enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for either blue or red. 4, then tap and scry 1. Springmane Servan. 2 and single green. Creature elk. When this enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and it's a 3/2. For a cost of 3, that's really good. Vortex Runner. 2 and single blue. Human Wizard. As long as you control 8 or more lands, Vortex Runner gets 1 attack and 0 toughness and can't be blocked. So that's a really good later effect. Arrogant Poet. 1 and single black. I'm going to unstack that now. Human Warlock. Whenever Arrogant Poet attacks, you may pay 2 life. If you do, it gains flying until end of turn. It's a 2/1 creature. Yeah. Only if you're about to kill your opponent would I recommend that. Pilgrim of the Ages. When it enters, it's a 2 and single white creature spirit. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Tap 6. Return Pilgrim of the Ages from your graveyard to your hand. Honestly, that's a great deal. Oh, and if you exile and have it return, you get a... Yeah, that's great. Illustrious Historian. 1 and single red. Creature, Human Shaman. 5. Exile Illustrious Historian from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. 2/1. So, yeah. This card is super effective from the graveyard. And if somebody mills this, they just gave you an advantage. Okay, Introduction to Prophecy. 3, sorcery lesson. Scry 2, then draw a card. That's honestly really good. Okay. I have a bend in this because it's a card table. Show of Confidence. 1 and single white instant. When you cast a spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. Okay. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Yeah, make sure this is the last spell you cast this turn. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. That's super good. I'm going to start holding these off to the side. Okay. Okay. Honor Troll. 2 and single green. Creature, Troll, Druid. Vigilance. If you would gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. Honor Troll gets +2, +1 as long as you have 25 or more life. Yeah. Yeah, that deserves to be... That's a special thing. Okay, so... Reconstruct History. 2, single red, single white, sorcery. Return up to 1 target artifact card, 1 target enchantment, 1 target instant, 1 target sorcery, and up to 1 target planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand, then exile Reconstruct History. For a cost of 4, that is super good because you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different effects. And all of them go from your graveyard to your hand. And then this goes and gets exiled. So once again, milling becomes incredibly dangerous. If you get this, or you're in late game, that's incredible. Shine, Shadow, Snarl. Land. As Shine, Shadow, Snarl enters the battlefield, you may reveal a Plains or Swamp card from your hand. If you don't, Oh, okay. Shine, Shadow, Snarl. Why would you name it that? Enters the battlefield tapped. And either white or black. So basically, by revealing a Plains or Swamp, this comes into the battlefield ready to use. Okay, once again, there's that. Okay. Claim the Firstborn. Single red, sorcery. Gain control of target creature with mana value 3 or less until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. No, 3 or less. That honestly, this can be effective, but there's so many repercussions for this ability. Like, what happens if you don't have it and they played all their low-level cards? Okay, and Silver Quill Pledge Mage. Vampire Cleric. Yeah, we already went over that. Okay. Teach by example. Double either blue or red. Instant. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, so if you had this and then you played a second teach by example, so you'd pretty much have to have 3 of these in a row to make use of it. Otherwise, you're just using them for their intended purpose. Because if you copy this with one of these, it just does this effect, essentially. So you'd have to do this 3 times at least in order to make benefit of the exploit. So it's honestly a really decent card for essentially a 2 cost. Okay. Quandrix Pledge Mage. 1 and double green or blue. Magecraft, cast or copy an instant or sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on this card, and it's 2/2. Honestly, that's really good. Blue seems to be really powerful this time around. I mean, so does black. I mean, there seems to be a really good balance, but I'm not finding one that's way too powerful. And I'm not finding really any useless stuff, except maybe Claim the Firstborn. Quandrix Campus. I think I had one of these. No. Okay. Yeah, either blue or red, and you get a scry one. Mage Duel. 2 and a single green. Sorcery. This spell costs 2 less to cast if you cast another instant or sorcery this turn. Ooh. Target creature you control gains +1 attack, +2 toughness until end of turns. Until end of turn. Then it fights target creature you don't control. So if you cast something, an instant or sorcery this turn, it's a single green. That's good. Pop Quiz. 2 and single blue, draw a card and learn. Honestly, that's a great sort of ability you can deal with there. Novice Dissector. Creature, Troll Warlock. 3 and single black. 1, sacrifice another creature. Put a 1/1 counter target on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. And this is a 3/3. Yeah, that's really good because there are definitely ways to boost yourself. Like health-wise by sacrificing in this set. And we've already discussed Beaming Defiance. Pigment Storm. Okay, 3 and double red. Sorcery. Pigment Storm deals 5 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Okay, so if something has 1 health, you do this. The owner, the other the other player takes 4 of that damage. So if the creature has 4 health, the owner takes 1. Okay, so Spirit Summoning. 1 and double either red or white. sorcery lesson. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. And that can honestly be super powerful because it's a lesson. If it's in your sideboard, the lesson ability really enables you to change the game up. Learn and lesson are very effective. Reduce to memory, 1 and double white. Sorcery lesson. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Yeah, I mean, this can be effective. And you can also duplicate this with, what was it? With teach by example. If you use that right before this. Okay. Creative Outburst. 3 double blue, double red. So this is pretty expensive. That's a cost of 7. Instant. Creative Outburst deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Double either blue or red. Discard Creative Outburst. Create a treasure token. Yeah, so this can allow you to finish the game quickly. I'm going to put that in my worth... I don't know. It's a cost of 7. It's pretty high. Okay. But that's really good. Devouring Tendrils. 1 and single green. Sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. When the permanent you don't control dies this turn, you gain 2 life. So yeah, you know how we have that 11/10 creature? Target any creature or planeswalker that you don't control. Boom. And utterly decimate it. For a cost of 2, that's really good. Vanishing Verse. Single white, single black. Instant. Exile target mono-colored permanent. And mono-colored is just like that, if you're not familiar. See how it only has 1 symbol there and this has 2? This is not mono-colored. This is. So it's straight up black, blue, red, or green. Alright. Alright, Defiant Strike, single white, instant. Target creature gets +1 attack, +0 toughness until end of turn. Draw a card. So overall, it's useful because of its low cost. And we got a fractal. Shit. Okay. Elemental Masterpiece. We've already talked about this one. The blue-red are awfully high cost. Campus Guide. 2. Artifact Creature Golem. When it enters the battlefield, you may search for your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put that card on top. So you may do it, and if this is your second turn, I I would definitely play a scry and then keep this in your hand, like if you have that ability. But this will help you, like, mid-game. Thrilling Discovery. Single red, single white. Sorcery. You gain 2 life, then you may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. Honestly, yeah, that's pretty decent. Especially if the cards you're discarding, you're planning on putting in your hand with certain other abilities later. Lowerhold Campus, we've been over that. Okay. Professor's Warning. Single black. Instant. Choose one. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, or target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. For a single black, that could be a game changer right there. Ageless Guardian, 1 and single white. Creature, Spirit Soldier, and it's a 1/4. Overall, for a cost of 2, having 4 toughness, that's pretty good. Enthusiastic Study, 2 and single red. Instant, target creature gains +3/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. Well, once again, this is one of those that would really help out that bat. Learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game, and yeah. This is a really good card. It's a bit pricey, but not really, because you have both effects instantly. Big Play. 1 and single green, instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Yeah, for a cost of 2, that's amazing. Frost Trickster. 2 and single blue. Creature, bird, wizard, flying. When this card enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature does not untap during its controller's next untap step. And it's a 2/2. So that is an effect that has been in the game for a little bit. But overall, it's really good, especially having 2 effects for a 2/2 creature. I would say that's average power for a 2/1 creature. Okay. Environmental Sciences. 2. Sorcery Lesson. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. This is a must sideboard. Okay. Academic Dispute, single red, instant. Target creature blocks this turn if able. You may have it gain reach until end of turn. Learn. Yes. This is a must. Like, that's just too good. Because you can force an opponent's creature to kill itself, or you can force one of your creatures to gain reach until end of turn while committing to a block. And learn, all for a cost of a single red. That's amazing. Go Blank. 2 and single black. Sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards, then exile all cards from that player's graveyard. Yeah. Black players, definitely throw that. If you're playing against black, have some counter spells. Wow. That is good. Quintorius Field Historian. 3, single red, single white. Legendary creature, Elephant Cleric. Spirits you control gain +1 attack, +0 toughness. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard. Wow. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Yeah, that... Wow. That's a pretty good card. Gnarled Professor. 2 and double green. Creature, Treefolk Druid. Trample. When Gnarled Professor enters the battlefield, learn. Honestly, it's decent. For a 5/4, that more than pays for itself because of its power and toughness and the single effect. But then you have the learn effect when it enters the battlefield. And that right there pays for itself. Okay, Village Rites. Do I have this one already? Yeah, we covered this one already. Ooh, a treasure. Okay, 2 more packs to go, people. Teach by example, we covered that already. Prismari Pledge Mage. We have not covered this yet. Okay, either blue or red ×2. Defender Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, this card can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. 3/3. I don't know how I feel about this card. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this because its only real ability is to take away a penalty that it has ingrained. And I mean, it's got decent power and toughness for the cost, but I don't know. There's other creatures that are far better, I feel. We already have a Blood Researcher. I covered that already. Eager First Year. 1 and single white. Human Wizard. Magecraft. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, this card gains 1 attack and 0 toughness until end of turn as a 2/2. Yeah. I mean, this could kill that. This could kill the Prismari Pledge Mage, but it would die too. I mean, just there's not really much going on. It's decent, but it's not great by any means. Like, honestly, that's one of the underpowered cards in the set. Dragon's Approach. 2 and single red. I mean, it's situational like everything else, but... Okay. Sorcery. Dragon's Approach deals 3 damage to each opponent. You may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library. Oh. Yeah. You may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. A deck may have any number of cards named Dragon's Approach. Okay. See, I was confused because normally you're only allowed to have 4 of any card. But basically, yeah, this is really a decent card. I don't like how it breaks that rule though. I think this might have been considered as a lesson at first, and I think it would have benefited way more for being a lesson than as it is now. Because it breaks one of the prime rules of Magic by changing something that's so ingrained. So I don't like that. Spined Karok, we already discussed that. Curate. 1 and single blue, instant. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest back on the top of your library in any order. Draw a card. Yeah, that gives you plenty of options. I like it. Okay, Spectre of the Fins. 3 and single black. Creature, Spectre, flying. 5 and single black. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. 2 and 3. Not a huge fan. I mean, wow, you're not limited though. You don't tap for this. That's why it's so high. That makes sense. I honestly like that. Environmental Sciences. Yeah, we discussed that. It was the most recent spell, honestly. Okay. Containment Breach. 2 and single green. Sorcery Lesson. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If its mana value is 2 or less, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Yeah. Honestly, this is kind of worth it for the primary effect, and the secondary effect just adds to it. So if you're playing against somebody that likes artifacts and enchantments, you have a variety of ways to hurt them and improve yourself. Okay, Hall Monitor. Single red, creature, lizard, shaman, haste. 1 and single red, tap, target creature, tap this card. Target creature can't block this turn. 1/1. It is what it is. I think it's useful under certain circumstances. Definitely, not definitely, but probably a must-have for like early game. Access Tunnel. Land. Tap to add colorless mana. 3 and tap. This card. So target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. Yeah. That's useful. Draconic Intervention. 2 and double red. Sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana value. Where X is the exiled card's mana value. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. And then you exile this. So if you have something overly powerful, that's an instant or sorcery, or overly costly, this is worth it to have in your deck. Sign in Blood. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. For a cost of 2. It's okay. Yay. Quandrix Cultivator. 1 single green, either green or blue, and single blue. Creature, Turtle, Druid. When Quandrix Cultivator enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest or island card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Yeah, that's good. Garbage card. And last pack. Oh, wow. Witherbloom Pledge Mage. 3 and either black or green times 2. Creature, Treefolk Warlock. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, you gain 1 life. And it's a 5/5. Yeah, I would say that's worth it. Definitely adds to it, especially if you have that 1 troll card in there. Okay, Spiteful Squad. 2 and single white, single black. Creature, Human Warlock. Death Touch. Spiteful Squad enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Yeah, it's useful, and it encourages you to sacrifice it. Well, not sacrifice, but actually die in a fight, that it can kill something. Squared Up, we talked about that one already. Witherbloom Campus, it's the same as all the other campuses, but it's black-green with a scry ability. Combat Professor, 3 and 1 single white. Creature, Bird Cleric. Flying, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets 1 attack and 0 toughness, and gained vigilance until end of turn. So, honestly, that's worth it, because you can definitely have whatever creature you have gain trample and not tap. Like, if something has trample and you want them to deal more damage to whatever, vigilance and the bonus attack, like, that's worth it to have as an ally at that point. Enthusiastic Study, we covered this already. Good card. Bayou Groff, 1 and single green. Creature, Plant Dog. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 3 mana. For a cost of 2, it's a 5 attack, 4. So you're either looking at paying 4 and single green, or paying 1 single green and sacrificing a creature. That's probably worth it to kill something that's not very valuable. Okay, Bury in the Books, we covered that one already. Leech Fanatic, 1 and single black. Creature, Human Warlock. As long as it's your turn, Leech Fanatic has lifelink, and it's a 2/2. I would say that's fair. This is a fair card to have. Pest Summoning. 1 and double either black or green. Sorcery Lesson. Create 2 1/1 black-green pest creatures with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Honestly, that's pretty fair for 3. Team Pennant. 1 artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 1/1 and has vigilance and trample. Equipped creature token 1. So I think if you equip this to a creature token, it costs 1. Yeah, that makes sense. And then normally it costs 3 to equip. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's definitely valuable. Wormhole Serpent. 4 and single blue, creature serpent. 3 and single blue. Target creature cannot be blocked this turn. 3 and 5. That's valuable. Mortality Spear, sorry. 2 single black, single green, instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast if you gain life this turn. Destroy target non-land permanent. It's fair. But, yeah, for an instant, I guess it's good. Okay, so Manifestation Sage. Okay, 4 of either green or blue. Creature, human, wizard. When Manifestation Sage enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X plus 1/1 counters on it, where X is the number of cards in your hand. I don't know how I feel about that. Hopefully you have an ability to draw a lot of cards before you do this. I wouldn't say it's super useful though. Okay, Cultivate. 2 and single green, sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards, put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other in your hand, then shuffle. It's okay. Alright, guys. And that is where we're at. That was 9 packs on just under an hour and 25 minutes. Sorry it took so long. I had to take that break to blow my nose. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this new set. I really like a lot of what it has to offer. There seems to be a lot more effort put into how the cards function with each other now than a lot of earlier sets. I really enjoy that aspect. You can definitely see a benefit to the sideboard now, unlike in previous sets. You're really encouraged to build that 40 card deck, especially in draft, if you have the ability to pull cards from your sideboard like that with the learn and the lesson abilities. Yeah, overall, I think it's a great set. And hopefully my friend calls me so we can open some more stuff together. Alright, Kyber1 out. Like and subscribe. Please let me know what you think about this. Alright, bye.